Hello guys, welcome back to another trailer video. It's your boy Superfire. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the best characters to take to Endgame. Right before we get into the video, I want to tell you guys about my Twitch. I stream there every night from 7 PM to 11 to 12. So make sure you come drop by the stream. I'll be streaming tonight, so come and ask me questions about the video. Just come talk to me, whatever you want. I'll be streaming some truth. This is also opinion, as well as a little bit of research. So if you hate my choices, please don't kill me. Tell me if I'm wrong, comment. Tell me what you would have on your list. And let's get into it. Now I think the worst of the best has got to be the Gunslinger. It can get through the dungeons at a pretty average speed. It does pretty alright in the delves, but I just don't feel like it can compete with the characters at the top of this list in terms of anything really, like speed, how much damage it does. The characters higher on this list are just better in every aspect really. Also, it only really competes when it's using its ultimate, which is how the game really should work. But if you have to wait for that massive cooldown just to compete with some of the other characters, it's just not really going to end up cutting it, is it? The main way this actually differs from the other classes on this list is that this is actually a starter class, so it's a really easy to obtain. And if you just start in the game, I'd really recommend picking this as your starter class. And when you can move on to opening the Chaos Crafter, try getting some of the better characters in this tier list. When you first start using this character as well without the class gems or anything, it's pretty bad to be honest. It does little damage, and it's quite easy for you to die. So it can end up being quite a hard push to get the 5k power rank, without being carried out along the way. If you're wondering what the Empower Gem does, it basically overclocks your Gunslinger and gives it drugs, and each bullet does as much as your right click or your left trigger button. So yeah, you can start to see how it does so much damage. Now moving on to the next character in the list, we've got the Neon Ninja. Now personally this is my favourite class, and it's the one I actually main. The main strength of this character has got to be its movement speed. It's the fastest class of farming dungeons in the game. Along with that, I think it's also just one of the first classes to play. I also think if you play this character and you main it, it's going to be a lot easier to get all your other characters up to a high power rank. This is just due to the fact that you can farm dungeons so fast and just get the gems you need. Sadly, the main issue to this class is its survivability. If you take it into the higher delves, you're not really going to stand a chance. This is due to the fact that when you're using the Neon Ninja, you want to be in and out as fast as you can. And when the enemies have got so much health that it takes ages to kill them, the Neon Ninja is just going to be popping pots ridiculously fast. There's been so many times where I've just heard this noise. And that is the noise of the game saying you are too weak, and the Delves very much brings that noise with it. When you want to craft this character, the only real expensive bit is going to be the robotic salvage, so it should be pretty obtainable even for new players. However, the Neon Ninja also suffers from the same problem as the Gunslinger. Without its class gem, it is useless! And you will struggle, and it will be a fight to get the 5k, but once you do, you will not regret it. His class gem is based on the shurikens. So do you know when you're absolutely whamming the mobs, and you're getting those little rings around you? When you get 3 rings and backflip, and then attack again, you'll fire out a massive shuriken. This big shuriken will do 9.5 times your normal physical damage, and when you have 100% crit hit and like 1.5k crit damage, you can see how that really stacks. Especially when you think about how fast you can actually get and fire the shurikens. Now that's a lot of damage. I think on that note, we'll move to the number 3 spot. Against my will, I had to put this character here, but I thought, why not rename it? So in the 3rd spot, we've got the Ice Knobhead. So this character is literally the complete opposite to the Neon Ninja. It can't really farm dungeons very fast, and if you come across a cursed skull, just turn the other way. But if you put it in the delves or against anything that has high health, then it's literally going to decimate it. This is due to the fact that this character has the highest single target DPS in the game. The class gem's pretty boring to be fair. The main thing it does is it gives you a 450% increase in magic damage. Along with this, you can also freeze enemies for a second. This happens when you use your first basic attack against a new enemy. In my time playing Trove, I've never ever heard anyone go, I want the Ice Age class gem so I can freeze someone there. So I don't really think it's going to come in very useful. Now if you want a class to go from the start of the game to endgame, I wouldn't really recommend the Ice Age. I'd only say to go for it when you've already got all the gems to slap it on it. I'm not gonna lie, it will take longer to build an endgame Ice Age class than it will to start with a Neon Ninja and then move on to an Ice Age when you've got everything sorted. I think that's all I really need to mention about the Ice Age. Let's just move on to number 2. The Revenant. This class is very strong early game and just insane when you get to the end game. This absolute madman does an insane amount of damage, and his abilities are honestly some of the strongest in the game. His Spirit Spear's ability does a lot of damage while healing you at the same time, making him a viable character in the Shadow Tower and the Delves. If you combine this ability with your ultimate, you can even finish the Cursed Skull that tells you to kill 30 enemies in seconds. This is the only character on this list where the class gem isn't really necessary. The class gem changes your Bulwark Bash ability, makes it so it loses its cooldown and applies a stacking damage over time effect. The amount of damage it does depends on your physical damage. Now me and my friend have both used the Revenant for quite a bit, and neither of us really used the Bulwark Bash ability. It's kind of unnecessary because you're mainly focusing on trying to get your spears to damage them, and it can get quite hectic when you're using your ultimate ability, so you usually just end up forgetting about it. This laddie's not even too bad to craft, so I'd just try and get him early game and either use him or the Mirror Ninja. I think that's the Revenant summed up, so can we have a little drum roll please? Number 1 has got to be the Dracolite. Without a doubt, this is the strongest character in Trove. He may not be as powerful as the Revenant in the early game, but as soon as you get his class time ability, it's like a new character. He basically just becomes a god. And I'm going to do a really sad thing that I thought I'd never do, and I'm going to compare it to anime. The difference is, from Naruto, Basic Boy, episode number 1, to Rock Lee opening the 5th gate. If you get that reference, tell me in the comments. On a serious note, near the start of the game, he's alright, he's pretty average to be fair. You can go through the dungeons, you can tank a little bit, he does quite a lot of damage. But as soon as you get that class gem ability, it's just basically game over for the enemies. What it does is, it turns the Burn Offering ability into the Burning Ward. In terms of gameplay, this means when you chuck one of your little fireball things down, and it explodes, it spawns a little mini Dracolite that damages enemies for a little bit of time. This depends on your physical damage. But you can get like 6 of these on the ground, and when you do, it's just insanity. What makes it even better is that they tank damage for you, making the Dracolite's survivability insanely high. By the time they die, you usually have your energy back anyway, so you can just keep throwing them down, making the Dracolite basically invincible. The Dracolite's also the second cheapest to make from the classes I've showcased today, as he's a basic class, and you shouldn't really have a problem crafting them at all. I think that just about ends the video. This has been my list for the top 5 best endgame characters. Again, if you guys disagree, leave a comment, because I'm interested in what you guys actually think are the best characters. I also want to remind you guys again to drop by my Twitch, the link's in the description. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.